We tend to think that it's our best moments in life, the ones where we feel great and powerful, we feel strong and proud, that those are the moments that define us and shape our lives. But the truth is, the moments that define us the most are the ones where everything's falling apart. It's the ones that break us at our core. It's the ones that leave you wondering, why did this happen to me? And we've all experienced these moments. We've all had those unexpected events. We've had moments that have shaken us up and made us feel like the rug was pulled from underneath us. We've had these moments where we felt powerless and broken and left us wondering, why me? But what if in those moments, the ones like maybe you lost your home, you lost a pet, you lost a loved one, you went through a divorce or a breakup, maybe you had lost money, maybe you lost a child. What if in those moments, those are the moments that are not meant to break us, but are meant to break us open into becoming who we're really meant to be? Before we begin, let me tell you my story, my journey. On February 18th, 2024, it was an average day in Lake Placid, New York. It was cold, it was cloudy, it was about 30 degrees outside. I woke up that morning. I let my dog Tucker out so he can go potty. I made some coffee, got in front of my laptop, was making some plans, checking some emails. I remember looking out, and just feeling really appreciative of my home and everything that it had given me. Everything looked so beautiful. I had fresh cut flowers all over the house. I had an Airbnb apartment downstairs, a rental apartment, and it was a holiday weekend, so renters were coming in, and I was prepping for that. And then I remembered, oh gosh, I forgot to bring in the plants. I had just bought some fresh plants to put in the apartment, and I forgot them in my car. So I was like, oh man, maybe I can go to the store and get new ones and replace those before they got there. So I decided to do that. Now, as I was leaving, Tucker usually would come to the door to let me know if he wanted to go or not. And he didn't come this time, so I didn't think much of it. I left the house. As I was opening up the car door, I heard fire sirens at a distance. And I thought, God, that is really loud. That's close. That's like on Main Street or something. Like that sounds like a big fire. I got in the car and I sat down. I felt very heavy at the time. And I was doing like a mental note, a checklist for myself of the interior of my own home, just to make sure I didn't leave anything on. And I was very confident that I didn't. I said, okay. It was about 11:30 at that time. I left. Now, the stores are about 45 minutes away, the big stores. I live in a rural area. So I get to the store. I'm in the store. I'm doing my thing. I'm grabbing what I need. Then I go grab a bite to eat. And I look at my phone for the first time. It's now 12:57, and I get a text message from my neighbor, and it says, Delina, it's Suzanne from across the street. The fire department is here. You have an active fire in your house. What? No. What? I picked up the phone and I called her immediately. Suzanne, it's Delina. What are you talking about? She said, oh my God, thank God you're okay. I said, no, Tucker's there. Tucker's inside. He's home. That would be the day that changed my life forever. I lost everything. I lost my home. I lost my beloved Tucker. I lost my identity in that fire. I was homeless. I was heartbroken. Tucker was my best friend. He was my everything. I don't have kids. He was the love of my life. Who am I without him? I felt powerless and I was suffering. And the reason why I tell you this story is because if you focus on what's lost, what is missing, and on the past, you will suffer. But instead, if you can choose to focus on what you have in your life, what you can appreciate, and how you can grow from those moments of pain, then you can experience something else. So you might be asking, well, how did you get out of suffering, Delina? What did you choose to focus on? I chose grace. I chose to focus on grace because there was still grace going on in those moments. In those moments of suffering, there was grace, and I just forgot to notice it. I forgot to see it. I forgot to experience it. There was grace in the fact that the flames didn't go beyond my front door. And what was beyond my front door was my bedroom. And who was in my bedroom was Tucker, sleeping on his bed comfortably in his normal position. So he didn't die from pain or flames. He died from smoke inhalation. He was sleeping. And I knew that because we could see the outline on the bed. And that's where the firefighters found him. I found grace in that. I found grace in the fact of knowing that the renters, guess what? They went for a walk. That family of 4 decided to go for a walk on Main Street. They weren't home. I found grace in that. I found grace in my friends and my family that were so supportive and giving me shelter and giving me love to help me through my loss. And even starting a GoFundMe page so that I can take a month off of work, so that I could not get paid, so that I could focus on me and my healing. I found grace in that. I found grace in giving myself the permission and the time to heal. I found grace. I focused on the grace and not the suffering. I focused and I took the time and I made the decision to not be the victim and to instead ask God to show me what and how to grow from this. Who am I meant to become from this? I used grace. But now I'm going to ask you, are you willing to give yourself permission to let go? What is the thing that you're still suffering from in the past? Because if it was possible for me, couldn't it also be possible for you? If you could, would you let it go? What if our life's greatest falls and failures, what if those are the greatest gifts? It's not how hard we get hit or beaten down. It's not how hard we get punched. It's how fast we can get up and fight. Fight for what you believe in. Fight for what you love. Fight for what you want. Fight for who you're meant to be. But fight. Now listen. I love you and care too much for you to settle and for you to be too complacent. And I know I'm rubbing you against what's uncomfortable. I know, I feel you, I see you. I was there. But if you're going to get past this suffering, you have to focus on how you can grow from it. You can't look to the past. You've got to trust and accept that there's a blessing there. So I'm going to ask you to focus on what's still in your life. Focus on all the good and all the blessings instead of what's missing. Focus on what you can appreciate and what you need to grow from that experience. Focus on the ways to grow from it instead of being stuck in it. Here's the truth. Sunrise and sunsets are coming either way. It's how you choose to live that day that will matter most. Choose joy, choose love, choose happiness, choose courage, choose determination, choose motivation, choose you. Till next time. God bless.